So guys, we're going to go ahead and we're going to build the Pyrovore. This is a complete metal box set. Not too many parts in the box, which is nice. Prep time took about 15 minutes, including a wash in hot water, which is always a good first step to do. So you wash it in hot water, hot soapy water, scrub it down good, dry it off, obviously let it dry naturally, or rub it dry with a cloth, anything like that. Then prep it and start clipping all those little bits of flashings, filing any mold lines down, anything like that. Then you're ready to rock after that. So we'll move this off to the side and we'll just fetch in all the bits that we require from the side here. So here is everything. So what we need, or what we have, is two legs, main body with the cannon, a couple of claw segments that go underneath the barrel of the cannon, the front leg, the other front leg, and the tail. And we also require a 60mm base, which is more or less the Dreadnought base. Okay, so what are we going to do first? Well, we're going to glue the back legs on first. So what we need to do before that is we need to use something called a kick pen. Now this is by Fila Glue, and it works well with their own glue range, their own super glue range. And what this is a conditioning pen. And by that I don't mean putting it into your hair and going, look how shiny. I mean this actually will condition the metal and clean the metal in case your cleaning process hasn't quite got it all out. So on the back leg area, all we need to do is just put the kick pen in and just run it around the inside of the joint. And same on the other side. This just works like a felt tip pen, so you just want to get as much of the material in there as possible. Once that's done, that will start to evaporate. Once it's evaporated, that'll be ready to put on. And in the meantime, on the actual leg joint itself, we will take our file and we will file off any extra little bits of metal that we don't need. Plus this also gives a nice rough surface for the glue to actually take to. So this is something, again, you should be doing with all your metal models or anything you're super gluing. The likes of resin models as well would require the same treatment. So with that done, we can then glue our first one in. And we're using Fila Glue Instant medium viscosity, which is sort of gel-like, but it runs a little more fluid than the standard. And we're going to apply the glue to the inside of the leg joint. So just, quite literally, just a drop of that. We'll then take our leg, and that should go in let me see, about here I think. So it should sit into place roughly like that. We'll leave that for a few minutes. Then once the glue takes, as you can see it just has, we'll be able to let that cure for a few more minutes while the other leg is glued in place. After that, that should be a very good solid bond. We can then apply that to the actual base of the model. But what we'll do is we'll put the other front limbs on as well, then we can position it on the base and put it down. So the same process as before, so we'll move that to the side. We need to run the file over this leg joint. Just so long as we're getting a bit more surface area, and we're clearing off a little space on it. And then applying the glue into the leg joint, like so. And with the first leg on, we can already sort of guess the placement of this one. So we'll push it in until the legs more or less become equal. So about that looks pretty close to me. And that glue has already taken and is setting quite nicely on that area. So we'll move that to the side for the moment, and we'll start to file away the ball joints on the front limbs. So all we need to do is just give it a little bit of a scrape. And same on the other one. While we're at it, we'll just take the the tail, and just file it as well. And the little piece for under the barrel of the gun. So, once again, we'll need to take our kicker pen and apply it to the front limb joints. Okay, so with that done, we'll move the pen out of the way. We'll then apply glue to the first set that we've done. And take our right limb and place that in. And that is taken already. So that'll be a good solid bond once that glue completely dries. And then same on the other side. Apply the glue into the join. Then hold them steady, like so. We can also make sure those are sitting level, which they seem to be. Yeah, those are sitting good and level. So we'll then glue the tail on. And again, we'll apply some kicker pen to the base of the tail. So just a little bit there and there. And while that's evaporating, we'll just add a drop of glue there. And then the tail should go on. It'll be a little difficult to see from this angle. Like so. So that's now the tail on as well. Everything should be sitting relatively nice. So the last piece to glue on is underneath the barrel of the gun. So with our kick pen, or our kick ab pen, we'll just run across that. Move that to the side. We'll then apply some glue to the top of this little part. And then it's just a matter of pressing that part in. Like so. So that's actually the model complete. We now just need to place it on its base. Now this will require us to drill holes and muck about that way. So what we're going to do is choose an area on the base to drill our first hole, then we can match it up to the other foot and then drill it in as well. So we'll say the model is going to be slightly off center, so we'll drill from here. And with that being our first pivot point in, we can then swing the model around on that hole to find a comfortable location on the base for it. So with that down, we'll then take the scalpel and mark the next hole location, and then drill that in as well. Make that hole a little bit bigger with the craft knife. So we have that. And then that should fit, which it does. And everything has set down relatively well. See, one of our back legs is out of place, so we'll have to break the bond on that a little bit and swing the model around until that foot then enters the base correctly. And with that done, what we'll then do, as that was a little correction we weren't planning on doing, is we're going to add some more glue to the top of that join. Just a drop. I have to work it in. So if you put the drop on the top of the leg and then blow it in with a bit of air or your breath, obviously, as I've just done, and get it to go into that join, that should be completely sorted and everything should be fine. So then the last thing to do, pretty much, if you're not putting any basing material down, or if you already have basing material down and you've got the model down, what we can now do is glue the areas under the feet and under the tail, just to make sure that everything is a bit more rigid. So at the tail, we can just apply a drop to those two claws that are contacting. This may look messy, but once the base is painted, it should be okay. We can then apply a drop around the hooves. The hooves. Again, just give it a little blow to spread the glue out, and that way it's not going to clump and look messy. So around the front feet as well. And around this last one. Like so, just to give a little bit of a film of glue so it's holding it all in place. And we'll do the last hoof at the back. And that's that. So there we have our completed Pyrovore. So with the build now complete, as always guys, we want to hear your feedback. Drop your comments below in the comment section, and with no more to say, see you in the next video.